one woman, I think she's at like 900 or something.
Some phrases that men hate to hear. Son, the big ones hurt. Yeah, what up, good people? Welcome to another episode of the Strategically Reckless Podcast. I am your host, Jay Brown, aka your favorite foster dad, aka Mr. 710, and I am so glad that you are joining me once again. Yeah! Hey, yo, check this out. Just gonna be me today, but you're gonna get the same strategically reckless energy. You know how we get down. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're listening via YouTube or Facebook Live or wherever it is that you're listening to this from. I meant to turn that off, but I thank you so much. Acting like I ain't never done this before. I also want to give a big shout out to my wife for coming down right at 9 o'clock when she knew this show was about to start to heat up some food and do some other things down here. I told her I was going to say it. That's why it's okay. Yeah, you know what? Cause stuff be happening. What up, Charmaine? What's happening, Cuzzo? How you living in these streets? Glad to have you. Listen. Hey, so on today's show, we're going to talk about, there's a lot of stuff going on in the WNBA, and we normally don't talk a whole lot of W on this show unless something happens. And stuff is happening. We're also going to talk about going to college real quick. And you know what? I'm going to give y'all a chance to choose 2 story times. I got one in my mind that I want to tell anyway. But, yeah, we got to talk about this. And you know what? Before I get into it, I gotta tell y'all, I had a moment this last week with the Chocolate Menendez brothers. And it was a surprising week because it was a surprising moment because we were, you know, when you don't expect a type of reaction and then you get said reaction. Or you get something that was way past what you thought. And then you got some hateration going on in this dancery. And then you got some public indecency as well. But we gonna get to all of that. And so check this out. One day this last week, I take the kids over to Kroger to pick up some things that we needed real quick like. And as we're in the store, the boys, I just got the 2 boys, the 2 oldest boys, the Chocolate Menendez brothers, as we famously and affectionately call them. And then these boys looking at everything on the shelves like, oh, Mr. Jackson, oh, Daddy, I like that. Oh, Daddy, it could have been anything. Velveeta. Oh, Daddy, look at that cheese. Daddy, it's melting, Daddy. Look at that cheese. It could have been cereal. Oh, look, it's a Lucky Charm. It's a Lucky Charm. It's a leprechaun, Mr. Jackson. Look at the cookies, Mr. Jackson. Just look at it. And to get told to look at all this stuff that you have zero intentions on purchasing because they ain't had buy me a random treat type of week. We've had weeks this week was full of crash outs. And so for them to be like, hey, look at this. No, I ain't getting none of that. I'm thinking when we at the self-checkout line that, you know, you about to have a problem because you ain't buying nothing. Oh, they was, look, Lemon Pepper Wet asking for all of that. Like, they was going for it. I'm talking about everything. Like, you talk about somebody shooting a shot. They was shooting a shot like it was 1:57 and the lights was about to come on in the club. That's how they was shooting a shot at everything that they saw in that store. And so when we get to the registers, I noticed this little boy that goes to daycare with the younger of the Chocolate Menendez brothers. And so I'm like, hey bud, is that your boy over there? Hey, check out your boy. You know, hey, don't you go to school with him? And he's trying to look, but the boy is behind his dad and he's looking. And next thing you know, and I can't call his real name, but he's like, hey, Eric. And Eric looks up and it's like, Carter, hey. And they run up to each other and they give the worst set of high fives that I had ever seen. They swinging and missing. Woof, woof, woof. These two 4-year-old high fives was ass. But everybody was like, oh, look at them just happy to see each other. As if they didn't just leave daycare. They saw each other earlier. I know they did. And they were just so happy to see each other. They missed on about 3 or 4 high fives and then finally connected on one, gave each other a hug and was like, see you tomorrow. And then gave each other a little dap. And I was like, oh, that's what's up. Lyle over there jealous with the green eye. Eric, I didn't know you had friends. You got friends? Like for real? And Eric looking at him like, yeah, you know, I got a friend or two, but I don't like everybody. I don't even like you. That's how he look, but he ain't saying all of that. I'm sticking up for him like, yeah, you see Eric, he got friends. You better recognize, stop acting like he ain't got no friends. So as we making our way out to the car, the older of the Chocolate Menendez brothers still hating. He done already asked, hey, you got friends. Like he's surprised that my boy got friends. But then he's like, hey, your friend, he ain't black like us. You need more black friends like us that look like me and you, Eric. And that's where I lost it. I had to jump in on this one now. I was like, hold on, whoa. First of all, Al, you wildin'. His friends could look like whatever they want to look like. They could be white, they could be black, they could be Hispanic, they could be Asian. But you got some damn nerves talking about who he friends with, and you get all smitten and all shy and whatnot when we bring up this little white girl that you go to school with. You all crazy about this little white girl, and you got the nerve to be talking about, oh, you need to have some more black friends like us, but you like a white girl. My wife's like, she mixed. Listen. If you didn't see both the parents, you saw the baby and the girl and the mama. Oh man, that's not what we not gonna do. But that buddy had so much nerves. I couldn't believe he had that much nerves to tell his brother, hey man. And as I'm going off on him in the parking lot about him liking this white girl, there's a guy standing in between, like, so I'm parked, the guy is parked, his car, if I'm looking at my car, the back of my car, his car be to the right of mine. He has this door open, so I walk the boys on over to the driver's side, because his door was open. Bro yells out, oh shit! And fam is like, I'm like, oh, I know he having a conversation with somebody, but I know they connected to his Bluetooth in his car. But he yells out, "Oh shit!" And then like I'm getting the boys in the car on the driver's side because I don't like waiting on people. As I'm sitting in the car waiting on the boys to put their seatbelts on, Buddy's like, "Man, I was trying to hold it, man, but I don't want to be disrespectful in front of the kids." And I'm like, hey, I know you ain't. I know you ain't over there in the parking lot. Go ahead and put it in the chat. I know he ain't over there in the parking lot, standing there between the door and the car. I know you ain't doing that. I'm sitting in my car. I know you ain't doing that. I know you lying. No. This is a grown man. This is the grown man standing in between the door and the car. Cuz getting his pee on. He peeing in the parking lot while I'm roasting the oldest Chocolate Menendez brother for liking that white girl, and then turning around and talking to the younger Chocolate Menendez brother for being homies with a little Hispanic boy. Where you wildin'? And he out here with his thing out, peeing in the parking lot. He peeing in the parking lot on the phone with somebody. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you one thing. Actually, before I tell y'all something, I want to ask you a question. If your phone ring and you on the toilet and you got your phone with you, you answering it? You talking on the phone while you going to the bathroom? And I'm in this in public and in public and at home. Like at home, you probably don't. I know y'all don't care at home. Yeah, you might care less in public, but you probably ain't sitting on the toilet in public unless you're a girl, a woman. Dudes sitting on the toilet having a full conversation on the phone in public is wild. I immediately judge all those people because I know they ain't putting nobody's toilet paper down. They just raw dogging the seat because they having this conversation. They just sitting over there. You could imagine they probably, this and that. I'm trying to see if I can get that transmission fixed. You know, I got to get that transmission fixed. And, oh, hold on. Like, see, that's a tough multitask. That's a tough multitask, especially in public. Oh no, we squat. We don't sit on nothing. And that's probably the reason why most of y'all say that women's bathroom is not kept. That's a real nice way to put it, huh? It's not kept. It could be a wee bit more sanitary up in there. I don't be hanging out in there like that, but I could just imagine. You know, speaking of women's situations and locker rooms where they be doing stuff. The WNBA been going through this last week. Like the W been I don't know. I don't know at what point, like, let me see, it had to be I was in Lake Tahoe when Enos Canner and Royce Wright was like, hey, I'm getting ready to try to get in the draft. And it's like, for what? Like, what we doing? Whose idea all of a sudden to be like, yo, man, I wanna hoop with these chicks. Right? Like I ain't that like I used to practice with the women's team, but that was to help them out. I wasn't trying to get in their games. Like, we was just trying to get them appropriate looks because the Louisiana Techs was beating the brakes off of Arkansas State while I was there. The Shamika Holds clause was putting in work against, like, La Tech used to murder our squad. Tennessee them used to kill us. I felt so bad for our girls team because I knew most of the dudes on the dudes team, on the dudes little practice team that we had, they weren't that great. But we could beat the girl. We could beat them. We could beat them, but at the same time, like, damn, if y'all got to deal with like Shamika Holdsclaw and those types, and y'all can't even beat us, this is about to be rough for y'all. This is about to be real bad. Well, here's the part that I don't understand is that they done started doing the thing again. And, you know, there was this thing that they decided, somebody thought it would be a wonderful idea to throw dildos on the basketball court. Hey, what y'all doing that for? Like, I got real questions about anybody. I had to turn that up real quick before I said something out of pocket. I got real questions about anybody who would stick one of them in their pockets and be like, hey, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to take this wiener, this green wiener into a WNBA game. That'll be cool. And that's the problem. It wasn't. I don't know who had this idea, but there was a basketball player. I want to say her name is Natasha Cloud, if I'm not mistaken. And she was not feeling that at all. And when I say at all, it was like at all. I'm getting ready to pull up. Let me see if I can grab this little footage, because she felt a certain kind of way, for sure. Here we go. Let me grab this real quick. Make sure I get that right one. Yeah. Here we go. Playful. Oh, it's player hate me right
lame
now.
as fuck. Sorry, mama. Man, and like in most of these occasions, it's men. And I want you to know that is the gayest thing that you can do, is to go to a store, a sex shop, buy a dildo, come to a women's game to throw the dildo on the court. That is the gayest shit that I've ever heard. So I'm a firm believer in anyone that has so much problem with a certain marginalized group, just come out and say that you're a part of our marginalized group, because that hate is unwarranted. It's not factual. And it says more about the internal struggles of that individual than it ever will say about the collective group. The men that are throwing it also shows that you are weak, like extremely weak. And it says a lot about how you feel about women, but we don't care. It's a disruption of the game. Y'all lame as shit to us. Y'all gay to us, and we see it. So keep throwing them if you just want to keep telling us you're gay.
So corny.
You can come out.
So
okay.
corny.
You'll be happier. You'll be nicer to people. You'll be happier in your everyday life. You don't need to go to therapy or none of that shit. Just be yourself.
Yeah. Okay, and so I'm not even going. I can't even hold you. Like, would I unfriend somebody if we were getting ready to go to a WNBA game and it was like, hey, let's stop by Tokyo. Let's stop by Tokyo Valentine and pick up some things to throw at the game. What? I ain't going to no Tokyo nowhere to take a ding-a-ling into a game other than my own. Hey man, you know what? Give my ticket away. But you can't sit by me. Because I can't be associated with that type of behavior. Like, that's wild. She's like, yo, it make you gay if you go buy one. I don't know about gay, but definitely lame. Now, and weird. Because here's what I know. This is what I know. See, some of these things you're not gonna be able to get around. Like if you as a straight dude invited some woman company to your house and she was just stuck her hand up under your pillow and was like, "What's this?" And it was a wiener, you would have a hard time explaining that. Like, I was just buying it because I was going to the Atlanta Dream game on Thursday. I was going to throw it. What? That's not going to work. You're definitely going to be weird. Like, yeah, they're in the store sizing them up like, yeah, I need to get one that I can throw. I got to get one that's going to reach. Now, what if this person, wherever it came from, let's say they were sitting in the 200 section and it didn't make it to the court, but it hit you. All of a sudden, you sitting there watching the game and boop, upside your head, into your nachos is a wiener. Hey man, the level of embarrassing. You almost got to run a fade. You got to find and run that fade with the weirdo. Unfortunately, it's going to be a hate crime when you do it, which I do not condone. But what you can't do, what you're not gonna be out here doing is just, why are you throwing stuff on the court? Like, why does it matter to you that much? Like, you bought a ticket, not just the dildo. You bought the ticket. You bought gas. You paid the park. All for this. Stick to the floor. Like, you did a lot. This matters. Y'all not doing, if it's a marketing ploy, why not do it at a sport that's gonna be more heavily televised? Throw it at a baseball game. Throw it at a Yankee game. Launch some out there at the Yankee game. Hold on, I gotta get something pulled up right quick, because I just do it at a White Sox game if you want to. Because I don't know if you've been made aware, but them White Sox games, them folks at the White Sox games been wilding. Like, I'm talking about, I don't even know if I want to call it WWE style or not, but when I tell you, it's just, I can't grab that one. That's so tough. Yes, like these folks really been getting after it. Yeah, they bought one. They bought one. That's crazy. Like, you go into the store, like, hey, add to the collection, because if I throw this one, what is I'm supposed to do about another one? That's so crazy. The same person keep going to the store. You're like, hey, so didn't you just buy one? What happened to the old one? Well, I threw that one, so I needed to get another one. Oh, you know how crazy is that? Like, that's insane. That is insane. You shouldn't do those things at all. At all. Like, and then you had the people who also go to games to intentionally incite crisis. Like, there's no way that you can have good intentions on going to a game if you don't make it to the end of the game. And it's not on your own will. Like, you ain't been like, all right, that's enough. I ain't got to see nothing else. Like, if that was the move, okay. But most of the time, if you don't make it to the end of the game, you was wilding. You had intentions on wilding. This is what I was talking about at the White Sox game. Man, this is me.
Oh, there's the security.
As the organ plays, dude is jumping off not even the top rope, but from 5 rows up. Who? There are people willing to jump from. Listen, I wouldn't jump from 5 rows up. I wouldn't jump from 5 rows up on empty bleachers, let alone on a group of people. He instantly got tossed down another 4 or 5 rows. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? That video was courtesy of the New York Post Sports. Yeah, like, there's no way. There's no way. Like, that is insane. That's my bad. I do. Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's exactly what it looked like up in there. Like, it was a whole lot. There was a whole lot going on, and it's insane to think about, like, people going to games just to get something kicked off. And I feel like that's what last thing on the WNBA stuff. Enes Kanter went to a game. It's one of the guys who call himself trying to enter the WNBA draft, and people wasn't feeling it. And so he decided that he's gonna go to the Sky versus the Fever game with a shirt on that was 100% geared towards causing some commotion.
Basketball game. Chicago staying in it. Natasha Cloud. And right before the break, this was the scene inside Wintrust Arena after Natasha Cloud got that bucket. She wanted her voice heard. We have talked about the conversations surrounding the W.
I'm supporting women, and that is the reason that they're kicking me out. This is unacceptable.
Nope. See, this is the one thing that I have learned and that I know. There is not a single situation, I don't care what's going on, where Enes Kanter looks good in that scenario. I don't care what he says. There's not a situation in which you standing up and there's a woman that's upset with you and you got your hands up and you 7 feet tall. Yeah, out. You 7 feet tall. And then you take a step forward. All of that looks bad. I don't care what she was saying. I don't care what she was saying. Your presence, you going to these games, you have a right to. But we all know why you're there. We all know why you're there. You can say, I'm out here supporting women. Yeah, I bet. It sounds good. You know what to say. It sounds good. At the same time, we know what you're doing. We know exactly what you're doing. And it's pretty lame, fam. It's pretty lame. You should just go ahead and leave them alone. It's nothing to see. You're like, just leave it alone. This is the last time I'm gonna talk about that nerd. Dude whack. Dude super whack. You know what else is whack is in about 2 weeks, there's going to be some people, some NFL players that's going to get cut. Some NFL players that's going to get cut that's going to go back to college and play. Not just go back to school. They going back and they playing. And you know, I have no idea what being a collegiate athlete would be like. But if you working real hard and this, you think it's about to be your time to shine. It's about to be your time to shine. You know what? Buddy declared for the draft. I'm about to play now. And then, all of a sudden, Buddy didn't make the NFL team, so he decides he's going to come back to school. Hey, you know, such and such didn't make the team. He didn't make the Seahawks. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring him in. We'll let you and him compete. But you understand, like he had a chance to go to the NFL. We just need to promote him some more. Man, the level of upset that I would be. I gotta hit him with that transfer. I'll holler at y'all. They just making up rules on the fly right now. College football just making up rules. College sports in general just making up rules. Like you don't even, now that it's not amateur anymore, because I do feel like people was always getting paid. Now that it's not amateur anymore, it's almost like, damn, like, What do we, who is making any rules? Because I feel like everybody could do anything, and I know it's a whole bunch of players that came up. We'll say just as in 80s, 90s, 2000s, they was like, damn, like they getting bread like this. Shit, I wouldn't go to school. I would never go to school. It is the wild, wild west out there. And you know what? There's going to be some people who's going to try to go back to high school. Talking about, I got one more year eligibility left. In high school, I didn't even graduate. You're like, but sir, you're 26. Yeah, but I didn't graduate. I want to get back in high school. I don't want no GED. I want my high school diploma. And I'm going to try out for this team. And so 26 might be egregious, but they said you had to be, I guess, 1 year removed. You couldn't be no more than 1 year removed. And so let's just say if you 19 playing with a whole bunch of 17-year-olds. If you was all right as a 19-year-old, as a 17-year-old, you going to cook. You going to cook as a 19-year-old. Sure, I know when I was 19, the times that I came back from school and they let us practice with the team, we used to dog walk them. Come on, man. Like, y'all, we wildin'. This is one of those things like, what are we doing? It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this at all. I feel like you know what? I'd be so mad if it was my kid and we had worked real hard for him to get a scholarship or whatever, and then somebody came back and was like, hey, I didn't make it in the league, but I'm getting ready to take your spot, kid. Hey son, you gotta go somewhere else, bro. Like, cause you would almost have to be looking like, hey, fam couldn't make it in the league, man. He sucked, bro. I'm gonna make it. I'll make it. But I don't want to wait another year behind this fool while y'all trying to help him make it. That's crazy. Just because he was a real good college football player. But he ain't going to be good in the league. I'll be mad as hell. That's what you're not going to do. What you're not going to do. That's what I was going to look up. All right, and so, before we get, before I get to story time, I have one more football story. The 49ers owner, I saw a headline that said that he had pleaded no contest and he had been arrested. And I'm like, damn. The coach get into a wreck before the season, and then the owner was arrested. And then I heard, I'm like, damn, what could an owner of the NFL football team get arrested for? Thinking like he might embezzle some money, the Los Angeles Dodgers, one of their owners, or the Lakers owners going through some stuff. Like, it's some stuff going on out there where it's like some people is doing some funny things with this money. And so, allegedly, the story is that the 49ers owner after his divorce, made his way to them internet streets, looked up one of them sites, called himself soliciting some wolf. Right on into a sting operation. And this multimillionaire, maybe billionaire. He might be a billionaire. You're on a team, you about a billionaire. All right. So this billionaire was arrested in a trailer park with somewhere between $140 and $160 to pay this debt for this wolf. So if y'all want to know what, hey, if wolf costs $140 on the internet, you're gonna get locked up. It's a good chance you're gonna get locked up. If the wolf costs $140 or $160, you're gonna get locked up. Don't even worry about it. Don't make that trip. It's over with. If that wolf is in the trailer park and it only costs $140, hey, you down bad, bro. You need to, I don't know what you need to do, but it ain't that. This is coming from somebody who is not a billionaire. That if I was down bad, I would feel like 140 is a setup. 160 is a setup. First of all, I wouldn't be paying. Secondly, come on, man. Come on, man. You wildin'. Like, I understand you just want something real quick and easy. But sheesh. You gotta know somebody. It can't be that bad, bro. It can't be that bad. That's, wow. No, it can't be that bad. I hope for my sake and for all of my friends and the family that I still love, that they ain't ever down that bad. I'm just hoping. Because when you go to the trailer park to get some wolf, and it's $140, you was asking for trouble. You was asking for trouble the minute you decided to open up that good old laptop. First of all, hold on. I'm a reverse engineer my thought process. First of all, how you learned about this site? Who told you about this site? I don't even know the site. But that site, the people knew to look at it for trafficking purposes. Who told it to you? How you know about it? Because this site that I don't know about, like when, you know what? I had been married for about 4 years when them folks got, when they ran down on all them people that was on Ashley Madison. Hey, possibly, that's a good point. Like, this is not his first time hanging out in the trailer park. Because you got to be, look, as a billionaire, you don't hustle around in the trailer parks like that. Like, you got to know somebody to be up in the trailer park as a billionaire. Like, hey, you just, not that you too good, but at the same time, I just feel like it's just places that you don't hang out when you stop hanging out in those places. Unless you still hang out in those places. If that makes any sense. Because here's what I know. There's no way. Hey, man. Never mind. I don't even want to say no way. I don't want to say no way. I just hope and pray that I ain't never down that bad. That. All right, they ain't tripping. Open up the old laptop. How much is it? 140? Sound like a good deal for a billionaire. Go ahead and peel that off and hop in my stretch Rolls Royce and drive it on down to the trailer park. Come on, man. You took an Uber down there? Man, y'all wild. Man, wild. He was trying to be low key, so he didn't even take an Uber X. He just took a regular Uber. It was an Uber pool. He was trying to hide out and got his ass caught. Now, here's the thing. Nothing happened to Robert Kraft when he was out here getting rubbed down. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing happened. So he might be okay. You know what I'm saying? He might be okay. If it's up to that. You know what I'm saying? Like you might just get off with no charges. Well, no. He already got arrested and he pleaded. Guilty. No contest. No contest. All right. So, it is story time before I get on up off of here. And I'm trying to figure out. All right. I know what I'm going to do. I was going to give y'all a choice. Yeah. So as I look for this story, I always make fun of kind of the differences in how the kids deal with myself and my wife, right? And just recently they've had this thing where they're like, I'm gonna call Mr. Jason Daddy. Now, the oldest chocolate Menendez brother, he does it one time. I mean, he usually does it in the evening time when he gets home, when he gets off the bus, and it's around all the other kids calling their daddy's daddy. In the morning, I'm Mr. Jason. The younger ones, daddy all day long. 1,000 daddies, back to back, before I could even say, yeah. It's just all in unison. Daddy. Everybody. And so, I remember there was a time in which there was another group of kids, and they were calling Naya, Miss Naya. They were calling Miss Naya before they would be like, Miss Naya, can I, Miss Naya? And they would say her name before they started every fragment of a conversation that they was about to try to have. And they got me. They got me this weekend. They was calling daddy, and I didn't get enough sleep the night before. And I was like, y'all need to just stop. Just stop. Give me a minute. I am a I'm daddy. It's one. Just one of me. Understand? It's three of y'all and y'all all want something. And this other one, I still gotta watch him. But y'all three calling me all at the same time, competing. Y'all gonna have to share. Y'all gotta share old Mr. Jason. Y'all gotta share old Mr. Jason. See, I miss the days a little bit when we had older kids that didn't really need to hang out with old Mr. Jason like that. But I would just be privy to conversations that they had. Like, one day, I was driving the boy and the girl to school. And these two, they were talking about naps. They were talking about naps in the car. And the boy was like, my teacher told us to take a power nap because after I finished my math test, I was bored. And I jumped in and I asked, so why is it when we tell y'all to take naps at home, you act like we tell you to sleep forever? And so he goes on and he's like, well, you know, Mr. Jason, like, I don't be sleepy at home. But I did get a 100 on my last test. I'm a math geometry. You a math what? I'm a math geometry, but only in addition and subtraction. You know what? I should put you out. I should put you out. Because here, you know what? What you're not going to do is tell me how smart you are and being dumb at the same time. we can't do it. You can't tell somebody how smart you are and missing at the same time. Like, man, you know, I gotta, you know, my jumper wet, but I can't make a shot. Shoot. And so, look, I can't leave a girl out because y'all ain't heard no stories about the girl in a while. And so one night it was storming real bad. I'm talking about. I was downstairs. It might have been like 12:30 or so. I was working, but it was storming, and the girl comes out of her bedroom and she's like, Mr. Jason. Mr. Jason. Now, at 12:30, I'm not expecting to hear no voices from upstairs. I'm like, wait, what do you need? What? It's loud outside and I can't sleep. So, what do you want me to do about it? I can't go outside and turn the rain off. You want me to tell God to turn that rain off? And she was like, Mr. Jason, can I just sleep in the hallway? No. Maybe you should ask God to stop the rain so you can sleep. Because I'm still waiting on him to get to my request about you acting right. So maybe you should act on this one. Because I'm still waiting on you to act right. So maybe you should send one up. Maybe this rain to cut the line before you acting right. She went back to her room. And it stopped raining about an hour later. And she never did act right. Ever. She never acted right. You know what? I'm just in a groove. You know, I went through and I found stories. And I found stories that I was typing up on Facebook. Like when the boy asked me about a bee snack. Hell no. I ain't had no comfort. She lied to me about her birthday when I first met her. As she was casing the house. Mr. Jason, y'all ain't got no cameras? Wow. Hey, baby. We need to get some cameras. We 100% need to get some cameras. All right. Look, something was wrong with that girl anyway. Because one day, like, Naya had been making her lunch. And she was coming home and had only eaten like a third of it. And we kept being like, yo, why you not eating all this food? Like, you wilding, bro. Like, what's going on? She was like, well, can I make my own lunch? And they was like, yeah, you could have been making your own lunch. You 9, 10 years old, you can do it. And so she goes in there and she starts making her lunch. And I'm like, hey, go ahead and finish making that sandwich so you can go ahead and go to bed. Like, it's bedtime. She turns to me and she's like, Mr. Jason, there's something on this sandwich that I don't like. What do you mean there's something on this sandwich that you don't like? Like, on this sandwich that you just made. She's like, oh yeah, I don't like mayonnaise though. Well, why did you put it on there then? You know, she got an attitude with me. Like I'm the one that did it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Listen, they was wilding in such a way, and it did not only affect me. There was plenty of times in which I was so happy I was privy to conversation. I be trying not to eavesdrop, but sometimes they just too good. The boy's grandmother called him up one day and was like, "Hey, bud, you out of school now, right?" And he said, "No, I'm going to the 3rd grade next year." And she said, "Yeah, I know. I know you're going to the 3rd grade next year." And he responds, "Yeah, I got a lot of grades to go, Grandma. I got to go till I'm like in the 19th grade." And his grandmother took the phone. You can tell when somebody take the phone away from their face. You don't even hear that breathing no more. No, not the 19th grade. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Oh gosh, they gave us around 5 money every day. Every day. It makes zero cents. They didn't stop. Charmaine, do you want to hear, before I get out of here, Jagbed or... do you want to hear Jagbed or B-Snack? Let me know if you want to hear Jack Bed or B Snack. Because I sent the kid to bed one day because one of the kids that we had at the house, he was like, "Hey, Mr. Jason, did the Jordan shoe start because of Michael Jordan?" Hey man, go ahead and go to bed. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. You get questions like, "Hey, Mr. Jason." Hey, Mr. Jason, was trash bins and Mercedes Benz made by the same people? Man, hell no. Hell no. Boy, something wrong with you? Or catfish ain't seafood. Bee snacks. Okay, cool. Yeah, catfish ain't seafood. And I'm like, so, but you do know it's a fish though, right? She was like, well, how you gonna tell me ain't no seafood? And I'm just like, see, Jack, we got one and one. That's crazy, but B Snack came in first. And so I gotta hit him with the B Snack real quick. So these kids made me not like snacks. Like all these new kids make you not like snacks because they have this entitlement to it. And it was real weird because one day I had picked them up a little early and I be trying to have meaningful conversations with them, but it don't always work. And so the boy was like, "Hey, Mr. Jason, you picked me up a little early. I didn't get a treat snack yet." And I was like, a treat snack? I pick you up when I pick you up. I'm actually 30 minutes later than normal. And dude was like, "What? I still didn't get a snack." As if he was saying this as if he wanted me to take him back in there to get a snack. And then, no. And so I told him, I was like, "Yo, snacks don't determine when I pick you up." Okay, do you understand? Yeah, but did you have a snack when you was a kid? As if I'm that old. Yeah, man, like snacks existed, but it wasn't something that we expected every day. Like we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If we had a snack with our lunch, then it was just something extra with lunch. And he responds, "So what did you have for a B snack?" Excuse me, what is a B snack? You said you had a snack with lunch. Yeah, but I said I had a snack with lunch, but what the hell is a B snack? You know what? Never mind. Let me stop talking because I don't know what's going on right now. And he said, a B snack, because that's the snack that comes after a snack. You lucky defects don't want me to beat your ass. I will throw you out this car right now. I will throw you out this car right now. And so, last thing before I get out of here, because there was a I just thought about something I should not do. And I was trying to talk myself out of doing it. But I am gonna do the Jack Bear story just because Pops requested it. And so one day, this is another story about the boy. He was talking to his dad one day on the phone, and they were kind of gearing up. He was getting ready to go back. His dad acting like he was getting his stuff together to have him come stay with him. And I was like, all right, cool. And so one day he calls him up and he's like, hey, and see, I can use the nickname. I'll just use his nickname. Hey Cash, so check this out. We getting your bed straight. You know, we getting your bedroom all set up. We got Superman all up in there. Man, yeah. Superman bed, Superman bed, Superman wall, some stickers on your thing. And he was like, Dad, I wanted Spider-Man. And you could tell like his dad was hurt. His dad was real hurt, just a little bit. And he was like, oh, well, hey, son, you know, that's the bed that we got you right now, but maybe your next one could be a Spider-Man bed. And he was like, so do I got a thermometer in my room? And his dad looked like once again, you could tell like, thermometer, like what you mean? He was like, I want to change the weather in my room. Oh, you want a thermostat, Cash? No, you ain't got one of those in your room. You don't need one. You don't need one, man. We got it. It's a good temperature there, man. You'll be all right. So he's like, so Dad, but what size is my bed? And Dad was like, oh, well, you got a full size bed. And he was like, oh, like a king? No, Cash, it's not a king. It's a full size. Oh, it's a queen. Yeah, it's a queen. I got it. No, Cash, it's smaller than the queen. It's a full size bed. So it's not a twin size bed. It's a twin size bed. He's like, no, Cash, it's bigger than that. It's a full size bed. He was like, oh, I get it. It's a jack bed. And his dad got quiet. I am looking out the window because I can't let him see my face. I know his dad is struggling right now because he's like, I know in his mind, he's like, what the fuck is a jack bed? But he can't say that. My boy in the back is like, I got it. But now it's this long silence, about 7 seconds. And I know what he's saying because this kid was old enough to play cards with. And if it wasn't a king size, and if it wasn't a queen, and if it wasn't a twin, it had to be a jack bed. Because that was the only thing that made sense to him. And normally I don't jump in on their conversations. But this was one of those moments in which I had to save it. And here's what I know. This is the thing that I shouldn't do. His dad was like, oh no. We are not getting ready to, I can't deal with this. I will not deal with this. No. You are not getting ready. This little boy ain't about to stress me out with this stuff. I'm ready to take that test now. I'm ready to take this test. Woo, I'm ready to take this test. What else? Hey, man. He was figuring out ways to fail. And I understand it. I understood it. Because this little boy, I felt like I drank more than I had ever drank dealing with this little boy. I was like, dang, this is crazy. I was like, Woo! Yeah, it was Wednesday. Had to deal with Buddy. Had to deal with Jack Beard. Had to deal. Oh, this night he asked me if it was 5:79 p.m. Oh gosh. Hey, listen. Hey, that was a special young man. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he's doing well. But good people, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I got a little bit more work I got to do before I make this last delivery tonight. So, if you haven't, listen, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know. The print shop been jumping these last like 3-4 months. We've been jumping over here. It's staying busy. Get your orders in. I don't care if you're looking for a girls trip shirt, a fellas trip shirt, a reunion shirt, some bowling team shirts. Shout out to the Clubber Lane Bowling Gym shirt. The Shogun Strike Academy shirt. I got 6 of them going out. I just sent off 3. I sent off 12 to Chicago. Some going to Vegas tomorrow. Look, we out here in these streets. We about to hit this thing nationwide, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate everybody. If you purchased one of them shirts, go and look. Look at that right there at the bottom. Right there at the bottom. It's going that way. Yeah. www.the710printshop.com. Use promo code FLYAF or Team710 at checkout. Go ahead and get you a shirt, man. They're great quality, man. I don't make nothing I don't wear. Or I wouldn't wear. I don't use none of that heavy cotton stuff. So until next time, good people. If you haven't checked out the Foster Plan Blueprint, go ahead and check that out. I just dropped the last episode. That was episode 5. It's more kid stories. I ain't tell none of those on this one. So it's some other never get old stories over there. All right. Got to get out of here. Until next time, y'all. Stay safe out in these streets. I'm out. Peace.